Okay, so Vanguardian Global, as you know, the root word is Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
and actually is a military term
Mm-hmm.
that means in the forefront of movement and action.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So that's where I came with the Vanguardian. I am in the forefront of movement and action. So as I spoke on earlier, being the first to bring Usher to the Strip, being innovative, being creative, being the risk taker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being the one to just open the door.
Yeah.
Switch the lane, create the lane.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's always been who I was and am, as a person. Everyone's going right, I might go left, y'all might go high, I might go low, I might go high.
Come on, Michelle Obama.
You know what I'm saying? I'm big at taking risks.
Yeah.
I know a lot of my friends would say that about me. They're like, Tasha, you're so innovative, or, I would have never thought of that, or I wouldn't have, because of my experience in the rooms that I've been in. I've learned so much, and I've been a big sponge in taking in so much. So from an emotional perspective, I feel it on all four sides, not just one side, because this is the side I'm residing in right now. I am more compassionate because I can listen.
Okay.
You have 2 ears to listen, one mouth to talk. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Double listen.
Yeah.
Double take it in.
Yeah.
And that to me is one of my superpowers.
Okay. So who would be your target, audience, or your target client, your ideal client?
I don't really have an ideal client. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so creative. Whatever you come to the table with, I'm going to maximize that. I'm going to make it even more grander than what you see.
That's scary to me because, I think that someone with your skill set and your pedigree, when random people just walk up and want to work with you, I think it's valuable to be able to tell some people, no, I'm not your person. You might need to go see this person. How you feel about that?
So, like I said, I have a team.
Okay.
Right? So it's not just me. I can, you and I can sit down and have what I call a diag, okay? Kind of like, your coach, right? Mm-hmm. So you understand, we kind of sit down and take notes as to what you want and what you don't want, or what you see and what you don't see, and what you would like to be. And then I'll review all of that. And I'll come back to it and either meet you where you are or expand your thought in it. And then I'll put you in the position to, if you want to go that way, I'll put you in that position to win. And it may be me on one level. It may be a partner of mine. It may be someone else in my alliance or in my, in my database to connect you with. But, I feel like everybody has something.
Yeah.
And because I am connected to so many resources, I don't like to sleep on money. I don't like to sleep on opportunity. I have seen some people that I've met 30, 40 years ago just in passing. And now today I'm looking at them in their life and I'm like, wow, we had that conversation and they really did what they said they were going to do. Or, they may have resurfaced again in my life. I'm like, remember when you told me this? Or remember, free advice or, conversations or whatever. People used to hone that in, don't give away all the goods. don't do this, don't do that, And I started to, at one point in life, I was like, it's not even mine to give.
And
you know what I'm saying?
If you coaching, look, you got to always be coaching. Right, like, you got to always be coaching. It's never going to be a situation where if you're a real coach, you're literally coaching all the time, even if from producing events. You're producing for mom, for cousins, for everything. They're going to keep calling you. You're the expert, in this space. That's why I started giving away stuff for free, not just the information. I like my book. If you want a PDF, you can go on my website right now. Okay. Shameless plug. Just put your email in there. You'll get the book. You'll get one of the books anyway. And hey, if you're going to do all the stuff to read, I found that 85% of the people just want you to do it for them.
Right.
And I tell them, do you want coaching or you want consulting?
There's a big difference.
And they don't know that it's a difference.
There's a very big difference in coaching and consulting.
Exactly. And so also when it comes to a point where my finance, I need to make a certain amount of money, I'll tell them, hey, just take this book the book, this training manual costs $40. You can have that because you don't want to spend $4,000 right now.
Right.
Now later, when you want to double back and spend $4,000, we can have a conversation.
Absolutely.
But hey, if you want to do everything that's in the book, please, by all means, take $40. Somebody might get blessed with it, but we can't waste that type of time. And seeing the type of work that you do and a client base that some of the people you work with, I'm sure it's not those type of conversations, because when you're doing a major conference, you said a Cox Center. That's not playing games. You got something at the Cox Center.